Hi, my name is Pablo Hernandez. I'm a finance student at Texas A&M Kingsville, and I will be presenting about business in Brazil. Quick overview of the things I'm going to talk about throughout this presentation. Some of them are travel requirements, security and safety, meeting etiquette, negotiations, social aspects of business in Brazil, and to finalize, I'll be citing my sources and talking about some of the websites and things that helped me get this presentation done. Some of the travel requirements to travel to Brazil, you must have your passport and visa is also required. Vaccinations are recommended, although they're not necessary. Brazil, they have a few diseases like the flu that could be very contagious, but they're actually very well contained throughout the country. There is certain money limitations that you can bring into the country. For example, you can only bring 10,000 Brazilian dollars. Otherwise, if you bring any quantity larger than that, you have to report it to the customs. Um, some of the things that kind of got my eyes a little bit when I was doing this presentation is actually the really high crime rates when it comes to your security and safety. It is recommended for you to hire security, even though that is not necessary. You should be aware of your surroundings anywhere you go at any time during the day. Don't trust street vendors or civilians if they ask for money or try to engage in conversation with you, because those people could actually be scouting you to rob you later on. And the biggest one out of all, do not resist or not robbery, because they will shoot you and they're very, very um, violent. Just go on and report it to the police. That's your best and safest bet. When you're meeting etiquette, it is very important for you to shake hands and don't be surprised if you get a little pat in the back, as it's very casual in Brazil. You will have to dress to impress because they're very colorful people and they love that. That good first impression will take you long ways with your business and the business that you're gonna present to them. Business cards are required, although they're not necessary, but it's recommended for you to get some, especially translate them to Portuguese, which is the first language in Brazil. And last but not least, you have to pick a location that you can impress them with. They love good first impressions, and um, and money is a huge thing for them. So if you can make a good first impression and do all these things, it will be fantastic. When it comes to negotiations, you must schedule your meeting at least 2 weeks in advance and call again at least 2 or 3 days before the meeting, as they're subject to change a lot due to their busy schedules and a lot of stuff that they do. Um, the time to pick your meetings, do not pick meetings in your mornings or afternoons, because it could be very hard for them to make it and it will be very hot. Um, when you're talking to them, you're presenting your business model, be enthusiastic. Don't be afraid to small talk. They love that. Um, Emphasize your company values and religion and culture, since they're really big into that. They're mainly Catholic. They respect and appreciate how religion translates to a company. And last but not least, when it comes to negotiations and decision making, usually higher ranked CEOs and higher people in the company make decisions, but they're also based on elders, which basically they will have a decision in mind, but then they will consult an elder and ask him if it's the right decision. So you want to be very careful and very respectful when it comes to that. Some of the social aspects of business in Brazil are small gifts. Wherever you go and whoever you're meeting, if they bring three, four, five, six, 7 people, depending the amount of people they bring, it is very appropriate for you to bring small, thoughtful gifts. Especially if you translate them to Portuguese, they'll be very satisfied and very impressed. Um, when you're in a meeting or in a casual setting, you might want to avoid comments about culture and religion. Although you can emphasize how important they are to your company, don't get into depth because that could cause a bad relationship. Um, don't get upset if you're interrupted, as it's very common for them to interrupt you in the middle of a conversation. That's just the way they do it, and there's nothing you can do about it. If you get upset, they will also get upset, and it won't turn out well. TOEFL conversations, if not business related, are also really welcome. That they like to talk about different things besides business, and just so they can get to know you and know what you're all about, which gives them a really good impersonation of your business and the things you do with it. Emphasize the benefits of doing business with them and with you, and how it will benefit them in the long run. Don't focus on you, focus on them, as they love whenever people do that, and they love to get benefits and they love fancy stuff. So that would be a great way to get their attention. And don't rush to ask for a decision, because it could take 3 days, it could take five, and it could take months. The more you rush them, the quicker the decision will be, and it might not be the outcome you're expecting. Some of the sources that I got my information from are doingbusinessinbrazil.com, Kiwi Essential, U.S. passports and international travel, and Mind Tools. Um, I've really enjoyed your class throughout the semester, even though that is online, and I actually had a lot of fun doing this presentation. Thank you.